Alright, hello everybody, it is Carly here and I am back once again bringing you another update video that is DVDs, Blu-rays, VHS, and anything else random that I got along the way. Yeah, it's been a while since I've made one of these, and honestly, like, I have a good bit here, but I kind of really slowed down on buying stuff. The other day was like the first time I had bought anything movie-wise for quite a while, honestly, for myself, that is. And some of this is like stuff from my birthday still, so that was back in March, so this is clearly a little bit overdue here. But yeah, and then some of the other stuff, I believe, yeah, I did like sort of like an out and about thing recently, horror hunting, if you will, and that's from that. And then there's a few Dollar Tree things here, and then yeah, just some random stuff. So there's also like a blanket and a shirt that I got recently. It's a Sleepaway Camp shirt, and a blanket that I got for my birthday. That's the blanket's on my bed and it's like buried. I literally just made my bed and it's like underneath because it's so soft and comfortable, and I don't feel like taking it out, so I'll probably include that in the next video. And then I think the Sleepaway Camp shirt is in the washer right now, so that's not included either, but the rest of the stuff is here, so I'm gonna go ahead and get on into it. And I guess I'll just start with the random items I have here. And first up, we have this Toony Terrors, the Shining twins, the Grady twins, and yeah, this is something that JP got me, and this is the only Toony Terrors thing that I have. I know there's a bunch of these at this point, much like the Funko Pops and then every other collectible thing, of course, by NECA. And yeah, I like this. I like this sort of background. Obviously, you can like take them out and like set them up like that, but you know, obviously, also people don't really like to take out their figures because of worth and blah blah blah. So I'm gonna be a good girl and not really do that. But this is pretty cool. You know, I would definitely consider collecting more of these. I would like to hang this on the wall more so, because it does have, like, you know, you can hang it. Obviously, I know some people usually do that with these in particular, but just don't really, I mean, I have the wall space, but the walls, like the nails don't really go in that well in some areas, so I just have it kind of sitting on my dresser with my other little figures as of now. But pretty cool, of course. The Shining, favorite horror movie of all time, so that was a neat little gift to receive. Then after that, I have two Fangorias here, actually. We have this one, which is obviously a 2005 edition. I just recorded the 2005 show with 22 shots, the top 10 show, and it was odd. I was at a store on my lunch break a few weeks ago or whatever, and they happened to have some Fangorias, and I noticed that most of them were like 05 editions, so someone must have like dropped off, you know, it was like a secondhand store, and they must have dropped off their Fangorias that they did not want anymore. And obviously they got them all around this time, because there was one with Land of the Dead on it that I gave to JP, and trying to think, there was another one as well. I forget what, I think Constantine was on it, and then there was probably like one more, but anyway, I figured I would grab myself one too, and this was like the coolest looking one. Obviously the House of Wax killers on the front. So yeah, I keep meaning to actually read these, but I keep end up just putting them on my shelf for display purposes, and they kind of just chill there in the plastic. This was like $3, by the way, so not too bad. But yeah, I need to start actually looking through these, because they are cool and they do interest me, but I always kind of just put them on the back burner and forget about them. But that's that one. And then the other one I have here is, I didn't show this before, I don't believe, but that is Ringu. This I also bought at that same store. It's in the mall near my work, so I stop in there from time to time, and they have a bunch of used like collectibles. It's mainly focused on like trains and stuff like that, but they also have movies. In particular, they have a lot of horror movies on DVD, and then they have old magazines like this. So I got this there as well, and I just liked it because I really like Ringu, or Ring, whatever you want to call it, and thought thought this was pretty darn cool. So yeah, again, I have not looked at this, but it's got The Mummy Returns and Jurassic Park on the cover as well, or Jurassic Park 3, sorry. But yeah, like I said, I need to look through these because they are cool. I don't want them to just sit and rot and not be actually used. Then after that, JP actually found this. We were in a Goodwill a few months, weeks, whatever ago, and just looking around real quick, and he found 2 of these, and that is this little ghost face candle holder. I think that's super cute and super cool to find somewhere like Goodwill because that's just not something I'm used to. It was in the Halloween decoration set section, and like I said, JP found 2 of them. The candle has seen better days. It doesn't really work. I need to, like, there's no point in even having, I just like having it in there. It makes it look a little bit more cooler, and you know what it is, but I need to get like an actual candle and put it in, and so I can light it, because this is pretty nifty. It looks like it's actually painted, so I don't know if someone like made this or what, but thought that was a pretty nifty find by JP, and of course he bought the other one, so pretty cool. And then after that, I think this is the last of like the random stuff I have this backpack. This is actually a Loungefly backpack that my good friend Kaylee got me for my birthday. She's not as into, she likes like modern horror, but she knows that I really love older horror movies and stuff like that. So, and she loves these Loungefly bags. I know I've showed before, JP actually got me a backpack that was also Friday the 13th themed for Christmas. So every month I've been kind of switching them back and forth since they're both relatively new to me, but this one's just super cool. I love the face on here, and let me see, I think the inside, yeah, I don't have much in there, but like you can see the design inside is also pretty nifty. It's got the Jason masks and Camp Crystal Lake in it, so, and it's really good quality. These are very good quality bags. Loungefly, they really specialize in like Disney and kids stuff, but they recently started doing horror. I think it's been recent anyway from what I've seen, but recently they've been putting out like horror collectible bags as well. And the one JP got me wasn't Loungefly, but I think it was like Hot Topics brand of bags, and I like those too. So yeah, they make for good purses because I don't like carrying a purse. It hurts my shoulder, so it's good to have like symmetry and just wear a backpack. It's kind of like the style these days, so yeah, big fan of that. So, you know, thank you to Kaylee for that. And then, let's see, get into the Blu-rays here, I suppose. First up for that, we have Basket Case, the Arrow edition of Basket Case here. Really cool. This has become a movie that I really enjoy. I've only seen it a few times, really. Met Frank Henenlotter about 2 years ago at a convention in Gettysburg, and he was super hilarious. One of my favorite people that I've gotten to meet, so that just made me like him even more. But Basket Case, JP and I actually got to see this in the drive-in as well, so that was a really fun time. That was my first time seeing it, and I just love the sort of stop motion effects in this. I like that it is creepy. It's got some scenes that might come off as a little comical, but it does play itself pretty serious for the most part. Unlike the sequels that are absolutely ridiculous and off the wall, this one tries to be a little bit scary, and the setting in it is fantastic as well. The gross, grimy New York City type setting. So really enjoy this one. I'm pretty sure this is one that Derek sent me, so thank you to him. I'm pretty sure this is from him. Yes, it's gotta be, because I don't think, yeah, besides JP, no one else like really sent me anything. So yeah, thank you to Derek, because this is a fun movie. I did rewatch it recently and I had a good time with it. And then another fun movie that I had wanted to pick up for a while, this is another one that I believe Derek sent, and that is Chopping Mall. This is, of course, the very first Vestron in the Vestron collection series here. Decided I was going to start collecting those out of nowhere. I think this is the third one I have, but yeah, I like their line. Like, all the movies that they put out are fun films that I do enjoy, or if I haven't seen them, I see myself enjoying. So I do want to collect all of these, but Anyway, Chopping Mall, this is one of the first movies that JP and I actually watched together whenever I first got my own apartment. He would come over and we would watch movies, and it's ridiculous. It's very short. It's only 76 minutes, but I like these mall setting type movies. It's kind of like a slasher, but with robotic things that go awry, and I think it's a fun time. I rewatched this one recently as well, and yeah, it's not great by any means, but it's a fun film, so I do enjoy it. Then after that, we have Found Footage 3D. Honestly, I don't know much about this. I assume it's found footage, but this is one that JP gave me for my birthday, and oh, retro 3D glasses included. Cool. But anyway, yeah, I don't really know much about it. I think I've heard good things. I think I've heard it's pretty entertaining, so I'm curious to check this one out soon. I haven't had like any time to watch really anything for myself recently because I'm always prepping for podcasts and I work a lot more than I used to. So, oh, this is actually a Shudder film. Okay, yeah, I knew that. I did know that, but I did not check it out whenever it came out. So, interesting. I'm going to have to watch that one sooner than later when I get the chance. Then after that, I literally don't even remember buying this, but I did, I guess, and that is The Road Warrior. I'm pretty sure JP told me to pick it up. Another Dollar Tree find, actually, and I know this is pretty much an action film, it looks like. Not really horror or anything like that, but he said it's a pretty good movie, and it's on Blu-ray, so, you know, Dollar Tree Blu-rays, you can't go wrong. Went ahead and grabbed it. I don't know if I would necessarily like this. It just seems like I wouldn't, but I'm willing to give it a chance, so we shall see. I'll eventually review that on my little Dollar Tree series. Then we have the Tremors Arrow edition here. Who knew? It's supposed to be like that? I don't know about that. We're just going to keep that like that and pretend that didn't happen. Yeah, I think that's normal. Yeah, this is just like, that's weird. Okay, anyway. But anyway, yeah, Tremors, the first Tremors movie, Arrow edition here. I love these Arrow box sets. I just love how thick they are and well made. Of course, you get like a little booklet along with it. Have not watched this yet. I'm honestly not even a huge Tremors fan myself. I know that's blasphemy to some people, but yeah, I just don't. I'm not really into like the, I don't know if you want to say creature feature monster-y type films personally, so that's kind of a big thing on it. But I do think this movie's good, and I think the sequels are all good as well. I'm not a huge fan of the franchise for my personal taste, but gonna have to rewatch this one soon. It is still a cool edition nevertheless, and yeah, have to give it another chance and see if I like it a little bit more this time around, but pretty cool. Almost dropped it on the floor. That's great. And then after that, JP also got me the Omen box sets from Scream Factory, and this was pretty dope. I do like these movies, honestly. I actually reviewed them on 22 Shots a while back when they did the franchise, and I had never seen part 2 or 3 or the remake. And yeah, I really enjoyed part 2. Part 1 I think is a classic. It's great. Part 4 I have fun with. It's like a TV movie discount version of the first one basically, but I think it's a fun time. Part 3 I was a little bit bored with, and the remake absolutely sucks, but even part 3 was still like a good film, so I'm happy to have this, and I do look forward to revisiting these again soon. This is like the third box set I think I have from Scream Factory, so I'm doing a cool little collection from them. You know, their boxes are a little more flimsy than, say, or no, this is like the fourth one I think I have, but a little more flimsy than, say, Arrow or anything like that, but I still think they're pretty nice sets, and I did want this, so, you know, again, thank you to JP for that. And that is it for the Blu-rays. I shall now get into the VHS tapes. We have a decent amount here, as opposed to recently I hadn't really been buying many, so pretty decent pile, and by that I mean like 6, but you know, who's counting. First up though, we have The Toxic Avenger. This is one that I found during my like horror hunting video, I believe, and I found it at a half-price books, actually. There's like only two, I think there's 3 half-price books around me. One's like in actual Pittsburgh, there's one in Monroeville, and then there's one out by like the South Park area, like any of you guys know what I'm even talking about. Yeah, and I think they just recently started selling these, and I was surprised. They had a decent amount of horror and sort of obscure, not the typical Silence of the Lambs, Titanic movies there that you would usually find on VHS. So this was one of the ones I found. I think it was like maybe $2, something like that. 3 maybe, just because it's like more of a interesting find, I guess, because most of them were only like $1, 50 cents, something like that. But if they were like more intriguing, you could tell that they upped the price, and I just couldn't pass it up. I think this is a fun movie. I actually saw this and Basket Case at that same drive-in, so it was like a back-to-back type thing, and that was a lot of fun. This movie is also fun. I believe it's a trauma flick, and you know, never really got into their movies as of yet anyway. I'm just not very versed in the trauma land, Traumaville, whatever, but I do think this one's pretty fun, so was happy, thought that was a cool one to find. Then after that we have Joyride. I just picked this one up the other day at a yard sale. Every year in May, one of the, you know, kind of the middle of May, there's a weekend where they have what's called Pike Days, and it's where everybody on like this Route 40, it's like a historical type of road, they, you know, have yard sales, garage sales, flea markets and stuff like that for, I believe it's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it's a fun time. I never really participated before, and now that I live out here, I decided to give it a whirl with, again, my friend Kaylee, and we had a good time. I unfortunately had to go to work that day, but because I didn't really get to seek out too much, but I did find some guy was selling a few tapes and a lot of like graphic tees. It looks like he just bought it like Hot Topic or something, and had a few DVDs as well, but I was like, oh, Joyride, and I couldn't remember if I even owned this on, I know I have it on Blu-ray, but I didn't know if I had it on tape, and I was going to be upset if I did, but I do not, so, you know, that's a cool find. This is honestly one of my favorite movies personally. It's a shame that Paul Walker died, because every time I watch it, I do get a little bit sad now, just knowing that facts and knowing that he died young and how he died, so, kind of puts a bummer on the film a little bit, but I've always enjoyed it. I mean, it's a great road horror movie, just good stuff, so I was happy to find that one. Then after that, we have Dog Soldiers. I also found this at that one particular yard sale vendor, whatever, and so yeah, Dog Soldiers I just watched for the first time last year for the 2000s summer series that I did on the podcast Under the Stairs with Duncan, along with a lot of other talented podcasters. That was a blast, and this is one of the ones that got brought up. It was actually kind of like neck and neck fighting for the top part, because it is a good movie. It's a great werewolf film. I think the werewolves are terrifying looking in this movie. I almost wish you would have seen them a little bit more, because they're just really cool design, and you know, it's kind of like a war werewolf film, so it's unique in that aspect. So yeah, this was another cool find. A little beat up on the cover, but that's okay. The dude said that he checked them all for, you know, mold and put them all in the player to make sure they worked and stuff like that. So that's fine with me, and I believe these were only like 50 cents, maybe not even 50 cents, maybe 25 cents a piece. So had to grab that. Then after that we have Arachnophobia. This cover reminds me a lot of the cover for Bats. It's like the exact same color scheme, and I have Bats on VHS as well, so just kind of a weird observation. But Arachnophobia, JP told me this is a fun one. He actually coincidentally just watched this one recently, I believe, and I've never seen it before, but always been curious on it because I'd heard it is pretty fun. It's got Jeff Daniels, which I'm a fan of him, so probably, I assume I'd probably dig it. So definitely looking forward to checking this one out, and hopefully it's you know, good quality on in the VHS tape world, that is. Then after that we have The Thing from Another World. This is another one that I bought, I think I bought Arachnophobia there too at that Half Price Books, and have this on Blu-ray as part of the Warner Archives collection thing. I ordered it along with JP the one time, and it's an okay, you know, movie. Obviously, John Carpenter's adaptation of it, I think, is definitely a big improvement upon it, but I think it's just cool to see where films come from. This one's definitely more sci-fi, creature-esque than anything, so I just thought it was a cool find, and I do want to revisit it and give it a second chance, because I wasn't super high on it when I watched it. Of course, it is older and sci-fi, and that doesn't really mix well with me sometimes, but I do want to give it another chance soon, so that is that one. Then we have a movie called Seizure. I thought this one looked really cool just based on the cover art. I don't really know anything about it, but I paid $3 for it at Half Price Books. I believe someone commented on my horror hunting video saying it was unfortunately a little bit boring, maybe, if I recall correctly. But oh well, I just thought it was cool. I like the cover art, and it's another one of those ones that's like, you know, I'm not going to find that at my local Goodwill or anything like that, so had to grab it. And then last for the VHS, we have Dracula. Not just any Dracula, but the Spanish Dracula that was made pretty much alongside the American version of Dracula, and very identical script and everything like that. And I've always thought that was cool. I was always curious on this, and pretty good condition. This one was $3.99 at Half Price Book, so basically $4. It's weird how they price stuff there, but yeah, the special Spanish version of Dracula. I am curious to watch this and see just how it looks and stuff like that. So yeah, thought that was, again, another cool find that you're not going to just find anywhere. So that is that for that. Gonna take a quick break here and then get into the DVDs, because of course, as always, I have the most of those, a big stack here, so I shall get into those. Alright, now getting into the DVDs, and this will be the last part here. And like I said, I always have a bunch of these, so you know, bear with me. First up, we have a film called Anna. I bought this at Dollar Tree. The last time I really went to Dollar Tree was probably a month or two ago at this point, and didn't really buy much. I bought this one and I think 2 other movies, and that was it. But Anna, obviously, a doll film that came out around the time that Annabelle was popular, so they, you know, magically you always have these at Walmart where they have similar titles and plots that are also similar. So I'm sure this is awful, but I couldn't resist. I had to pick it up. I've seen this one before elsewhere too, but since it was at Dollar Tree, I figured might as well grab it. Then after that, we have Alone in the Dark. I bought this for the '05 show, and it's pretty god-awful. Kind of like I think it's based off a video game, and just not at all my taste of film, and it's got Tara Reid in it, and I just think she's atrocious in everything she does. And the effects are bad. Everything in it just is, it's just not at all something that I enjoyed. So, but I picked it up because it was '05, of course. Then after that, we have Anne. This is yet another, this is the other one that I bought at Dollar Tree that day. I just thought it was funny. You had Anna and Anne, and both were doll-based movies. I did watch this one, and I did give a review of it. Not very good, pretty boring, about this like old lady who lives in a house alone, and she has this weird relationship with her dolls, and first it seemed like it could be interesting, but it slowly got boring, and then the ending like didn't really make any sense. So definitely not that good, but whatever, it was $1. Then after that, we have The Descent. I was mad because I have like the Lionsgate Blu-ray of this, and I guess that doesn't really work on all players because it didn't work on my Xbox, and the only other player I have is a PS3. I don't actually own an actual Blu-ray player right now because, you know, what's the point? I have an Xbox and PS3. So I had to literally buy this on DVD because I really enjoy this movie. Obviously, I could have rented it online, but I wanted to own it and pick this up again at that like secondhand place. So that's why it's just like the DVD. But whatever. It actually has a different ending on it than the one that I think was on a Blu-ray, or maybe not even that. I think the last time I watched this was online. I think I rented it on YouTube or something because I needed to watch it for a podcast, and I did not have it readily available from the Blu-ray, so there was that, and the ending was not the same. But yeah, either way, I think it's a fantastic movie. Again, it's an '05 film, that's why I had to watch it, and you know, definitely check out that episode of 22 Shots if you want to hear full opinions and lists and stuff like that, and where this one would rank. So yeah, The Descent. Then after that we have Sand Serpents. This is one that JP also gave me for my birth, and it's a Man-Eater series film, which I do have Roadkill. That was a pretty fun movie. This one's like, actually, I think I watched this when I was like feeling down one night. I was like, I need to watch something goofy, and it kind of disappointed me because it was a little bit too serious for my liking. It took itself pretty serious. Most people would see that as a good thing, but to me on that particular night I was like, man, I wanted to see like some more, you know, because you look at the front and you see how bad the effects look and stuff like that, but you don't really get as much of it as I was hoping, and yeah, that was disappointing for me. I literally wanted it to be more bad than it was, I think. So yeah, I definitely need to give this one another chance one day, but Sand Serpents is not on the top of my radar of giving movies another chance. So, but if there's ever a reason to watch it, I will watch it again. Then after that we have Unfriended. I picked this up at a Goodwill a while back, and it's a movie I enjoy. I remember watching this for the first time way back when I started collecting, way back like 6 years ago, you know. So and I wasn't that into it because I still lived at home, and my family's always been behind on the time, so we still had like an old TV, whatever you call that, with, you know, a big boxy TV basically in the living room, and it was hard to enjoy this one because I couldn't read like any of the text or extra stuff that was going on in it, but I really enjoy it. I like this style of movie, this sort of online stuff, not necessarily found footage, but just Skype, Zoom, whatever else, these sort of virtual meeting type movies that focus all on the internet. I do dig them. I think they're cool, and it's a cool little subgenre that's come out in recent years, and being able to actually read the text and stuff like that was helpful and made the movie a lot better this time around, because I don't think I'd seen it since then. But yeah, I do enjoy it. I actually find some of the stuff with like the characters to be realistic to, as far as the drama and stuff goes. It reminds me of when I was in high school and stuff like that. And me and my friends used to always use, not Skype, but Oovo, if anybody knows what that is. I think that's how you would have said that. It was just OOVOO, and we used that to kind of just chat, even though we saw each other every day at night. We would like to do that, so very relatable in that aspect. So I do enjoy that movie. Then after that we have The Maid, one of the Tartan Asia Extreme flicks, and this was at a Big Lots, because Big Lots actually had several of these movies, and JP and I went and got the ones that we could find. We kind of missed out when we went. It seemed like they were kind of picked through, but they had like this line there, which was pretty cool to find at Big Lots. But this one was an '05 movie, and it's still sealed because JP and I had actually already watched it. He had owned it on DVD, and we watched it together for '05 prep. Started out pretty good. The sound design was really creepy, and it's just, they really amplified random noises that shouldn't be scary and made it sound really eerie. It was very unique in this movie. That was the main thing I dug about it. But the movie tries way too hard to be scary. Like literally every second there's like a jump scare, and there was one jump scare towards the beginning that got us both really good, and we were like, wow, this is going to be a cool movie. And then like it kind of cheapens it because you keep getting jump scare after jump scare, and then you start seeing like that it's all fake, and it just kind of ruins the illusion. So they definitely tried a little bit too hard with it. It could have been a lot better, but it was okay. Then after that we have Prom Night's remake from 2009. Yes, Prom Night remake. I bought this one, I think, at Goodwill recently as well. And I hated this when it came out. Not that I'm a big fan of the original Prom Nights. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of that one either, so it's not like I was watching this thinking it, like, completely ruined the original. But the original is definitely better than this. But yeah, and this is a name-only remake, really. It literally is just, like, on prom night, and that's the only similarity. So there's that, too. And there's a killer, of course. It's like a slasher film, but PG-13 horror, and it's definitely not that good. I think Brittany Snow is pretty horrible in it, the main actress, so that really takes away from it. But watching it this time around, I didn't mind it as much. I took it for what it was, and was okay with it. Then, after the Prom Night remake, we have Gacy. I believe this is from 2001, 2002, somewhere around there. Obviously, a movie based on the serial killer John Wayne Gacy, and I thought this was alright, honestly. Like, it felt low budget and stuff like that, and I'm not sure exactly how accurate it is and everything, because I really don't know much about serial killers. I'm not one of those typical white girls that you always see in memes about, those like white women when they see serial killer documentaries. Like, I don't know, I'm not, never been really like that. I mean, I can get into them, but it's just like, I'm not one to like research and go all out, so don't know how accurate it is, but I remember it being pretty decent watched this probably when I bought it, which was like about 2 months ago at this point, so that is that. Then after that we have Pick Me Up. This is a Masters of Horror episode that I did not have yet. Pretty much almost have them all at this point, and this one was pretty good. It kind of combines two sort of legends based on like the road and stuff like that, and I thought that was a neat concept because I like my road horror, hitchhiker horror, stuff like that. So pretty good episode, I must say. I believe this is from the second season, I think. If I am not mistaken, I think so. But yeah, Pick Me Up. Then after that we have Dark Ride. I've always been curious on this. I've never seen it before, but I just like the whole amusement park setting, and it looks like it's about, you know, a dark ride, you know, scary type of ride. So always really dig that. It's an, you know, After Dark Horror Fest, 8 Films to Die For, and I kind of started collecting these because I picked a few up at Cash and Culture when they went out of business, and I thought might as well just keep on grabbing them when I find them. So Dark Ride, curious to check that one out. Then we have another one, and that is Unrest. Again, another 8 Films to Die For. It's like sticky and gross on the cover. There's like residue from the sticker that obviously was on here before, but Unrest, I don't really know much about this one, and never really even heard of it, so not sure if it's good or not. I know some of these are like hit or miss, so we'll just have to see for ourselves. Then after that we have Crazy 8, again, another 8 Films to Die For. This is one that I had always seen the cover of in movie stores and stuff, like to rent even, and I was always curious on it because I always thought the cover was just kind of creepy. I don't know, something about girls standing there being all creepy looking in what looks to be an asylum or something. That just freaks me out. When I was a kid, at least, that was the type of cover art that always scared me, so was always curious on it. Still haven't watched it, so we'll have to see if it is good or not. Then after that we have A Haunting in Connecticut. It says based on true events, and the documentary that inspired... Yeah, so I got this wrong. Someone actually commented on, because this was something that I did, I think, in my horror hunting video, and someone had commented saying, this isn't the movie A Haunting in Connecticut, which is what I thought it was on first grab. It's actually the episode of Haunting or something like that, I think. Don't quote me on that, but it says it's the documentary that inspired the hit horror film The Haunting in Connecticut, so it's obviously more of a realistic approach to its documentary style thing on it, and that made me more curious because I just picked up The Haunting in Connecticut for the heck of picking something up. I think I got this at the Goodwill at that time, and it was like one of the only things that was horror, so I just grabbed it for the sake of the video. But now I'm a little curious on it. Kind of beat up case, so hopefully the disc is okay. But yeah, we'll see if it's any good or not. Then after that we have MTV Presents Beneath. I think this was another one that I got at the Goodwill, and just interesting. It's an MTV movie, you know, from 2007 it looks like, so it only runs 81 minutes, which isn't too bad. Don't really know much about it though, never seen it, never really heard anything about it. I think someone had commented saying it's actually rather decent, so we'll see. Not sure if I'll like this one or not. Then after that we have Riding the Bullet. This is one that I got at Goodwill, I guess, and I completely forgot. Or did I get this at Goodwill or JP? I think JP might have actually gave me this. Filmed by Mick Garris. And yeah, I've never seen it before, but it's a Stephen King adaptation, so I'm always curious on those. Forget if I've heard people say it's good or not, and like I said, I don't really know anything about the story itself, so again, don't really have much to say on it, but we'll have to check it out. Then after that we have Signs. This is one of those movies that I always see the VHS everywhere, and you know, you can find Signs anywhere. It's no rarity or anything, but I didn't own it, and I do like the movie Signs, so I think I saw, yeah, this is from Goodwill as well, and I figured might as well just pick it up finally, because I don't have it on any other format. Just never really had interest in having it on VHS for whatever reason. Just, I don't know, I never really liked the cover art. Kind of almost feels like the 90s floating head stuff with like the family edition there, so but I do like the movie. It's one that has grown on me over time, so figured I might as well grab it. Then after that we have Rec 2, the sequel of course to Rec, and Rec is a fantastic movie, very in and out, short flick, found footage movie that's quite effective, and I heard part 2 is actually rather good as well, so excited to check this one out sooner than later. I'm pretty sure this is also found footage. I know they get into territory where they're not found footage anymore at one point, but I think this one kind of goes along with sort of like the first one, so very curious on that. Then after that we have The Signal. Don't really know much about this one. I think this is one JP gave me, but I don't know, I just don't know anything about it really. I think he said it was pretty good though, so you know, I'll take his word for it. Well, I'm gonna watch it one day too, but you know, we'll see about that. Then after that we have Puppet Master: The Littlest Reich. This is obviously the latest Puppet Master film that had come out a few years ago. Actually, it's not even the latest at this point. I think they did like a spin-off type series on it too. So yeah, I have the other Puppet Master movies in one of those horrible DVD packs where you get like 16 movies, and half the time they're all like full moon, so it's got like the Puppet Master films. It's not even all of them, there's like a few missing towards the end, and also some of them are broken, like the disc for some reason the movie doesn't play 3 of the Puppet Master films, I think, so that's kind of odd, but have that, and it's got like 3 Killjoy movies on it, and some other random ones like Doll Graveyard and whatnot. But anyway, Puppet Master: Littlest Reich, I've never seen this one. You know, I'm interested in it. I don't think I don't hype up the Puppet Master franchise like some other people do. I know JP is a big fan of it. He thinks, you know, not a big fan, but he, you know, kind of holds it at higher regards than I would. But I am still curious. I know this one is obviously a little bit better quality, so we'll have to see how that is. Then after that we have The Grave Dancers, another After Dark Horror Fest, 8 films to die for, and I'd heard pretty good things about this one from numerous people, so I'm definitely wanting to check this one out soon. I've heard that it's like one of the best ones, so hopefully I enjoy it. Then after that, we have another one that Derek had sent me for my birthday, and that is Spontaneous. This was a movie that came out last year, and it actually made my #1 of the year. You know, it's kind of like a comedy film, more of like a dark comedy than anything, but the blood in it, like the gore and stuff, is fantastic. I love the story. It's kind of like a coming of age horror story almost, and it's just a really touching movie. You know, there's some emotional parts, there's a lot of funny parts, and like I said, there's a lot of gory parts in it as well, especially with like blood splatter and such. So for that, I counted it on my list of horror, but it's definitely loosely horror there. But I really enjoyed it, so happy to have that one in my collection now. Then after that, we have Found. This was another Big Lots pickup, and JP recommended that I grab it. He said it's a fantastic film. I think there was something about this that was like special, like it was filmed on a toaster or something like that. But you know, I'm just joking, of course, but I think there is something. It is an indie film, so yeah, I forget. I don't know if it's filmed on an iPhone or something like that, but either way, he said it's pretty good, so I figured go ahead and grab it. You know, $2.88, not bad. Then after that, we have some more of the Tartan Asia Extreme films. I did not like put these in any good order at all, because obviously I just talked about the Maid a while ago, but anyway, we have a movie called Silk. Don't know much about this. Looks kind of interesting. The cover reminds me of Cube, but I don't know if it's kind of compares it to White Noise and The Eye, so obviously that's nothing like Cube, but just the cover gives me Cube vibes, obviously, because there's a cube on it. But yeah, hopefully that one's good. Don't really know much about it. Then we have Phone, and JP told me this one's pretty good, so you know, I want to check this one out soon, probably. I think this is from like 2004 or something like that. Yeah, 2004, so that is Phone. Then after that, we have Triad Election. Is that what that's supposed to be? Okay, yeah. It's like the letter's a gun, so yeah, I apologize. I might sound like a total idiot there, but this one looks like it would be more of an action type film than horror, but, you know, action thriller, but still curious on it. Seems like it could be pretty good, so we'll have to see on that one. Then after that, I picked up Monster House. Monster House is a movie that I saw in the theater when it first came out, back in, I think, 2000, looks like 2006 this came out, so I was 9 years old, and I really enjoyed it. I actually think it's kind of scary for being a kid's animated film, honestly. Like, the actual house really creeped me out when I was a kid, so and I had seen it a few times since then, and it's still held up for me, but it's been a while, definitely several years at this point, so I'm curious if I would still like this or not, but we'll see. Grab this one at Goodwill, and it's good for like Halloween time, because it is like set on Halloween. Then after that, we have Goal School. This is another one that I picked up along with Joyride and Dog Soldiers. The same dude was selling it, and he said it was kind of a wacky, fun one. I was debating on it, but I thought, you know, I never heard of it, and it sounds cool. He said it's out of print. I'm not sure how much truth there is to that. I did look it up, and it looks like you could still find it for like $2, so who knows, but it's from 1990. There's really not much on the movie when I Googled it, so that was kind of interesting. But yeah, just intrigued to check this out, because I like finding obscure stuff like this. I think it's cool, but even if it is a piece of crap, which it kind of looks like it is, but we'll have to see. And then finally, guys, we have Rec. Yes, Rec. Again, I should have organized these so I could have both of the movies there, but whatever. Rec is a pretty solid film, like I said. Good found footage. I'm a big fan of found footage, I've come to find, and I think this one is quite enjoyable. So I just watched it recently, about a year ago, or not, maybe, I don't even think it was a year ago. It was probably like, more like, well, I think I watched it for the summer. I keep like hitting my head with the DVDs, but I think I watched it for the summer series, actually, so that would have been, did I? Yeah. That would have been a year ago at this point, so don't really feel like rewatching it right this minute, but happy to have it in my collection, because I do think it's a solid watch. So yeah, guys, that'll do it for this update. Thank you all for joining me. I had to stop a few times because I was about to like choke to death. I literally stopped halfway through the DVDs, went and got a new tattoo, and then came back, and here I am recording again, because I was like running out of breath, and like my throat was getting dried out, so I thought I don't feel like finishing this now, I'm gonna do it later. But we finished it and we're all good, and that'll do, guys. I will catch you all in the next video.